Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about how you can figure out your subconscious fear of being seen using your birth chart. So basically, we're going to be looking at your birth chart and figuring out why you fear being seen. And once you figure that out, you can remove that blockage. And I wanted to make this video because a lot of people are setting goals this year to, really go after their dreams, like things that they really want to accomplish. And they're realizing that my fear of being seen is what's holding me back. So if you can figure out where that fear of being seen comes from, then you can overcome it and you can accomplish any goal that you have set for this year. So I posted about this on Twitter already. And in case you missed that post, basically I said that you can figure out where your subconscious fear of being seen comes from by looking at the sign that's directly behind your sun sign. So the sign that's directly before your sun sign. So for example, I am an Aquarius sun. So the sign right before Aquarius is Capricorn. So that means that Capricorn related things are the reason that I could fear being seen, right? And another example, let's say you're a Pisces, right? Pisces sun. The sign right before Pisces is Aquarius. So that means that your subconscious fears of being seen are related to the sign of Aquarius. And so I said this on Twitter and I got a bunch of comments of people saying like, well, what about my sign? What does that mean for me? Like they're basically asking me to interpret it for their specific sign. And that's too much work. That's too much work. 12 signs is a lot. I used to do all 12 signs readings in the past, and it used to burn me out every single time. So I will not be doing all 12 interpretations, but what I will do is teach you how to interpret it yourself using ChatGPT. Okay. And I want to give a very quick disclaimer before we dive into this. ChatGPT is not a substitute for getting an actual birth chart reading from an astrologer, but for this specific subject, you can use ChatGPT, and I'm going to teach you how. Okay, so first off, figure out what your sun sign is. I am an Aquarius sun, so that's what we're going to be using for this example. So the sign right before Aquarius is Capricorn. And if you don't know, what sign is right before your sun sign, you can literally type into ChatGPT, give me a list of zodiac signs in order. There's the list. You see Aquarius right there is number 11. I'm trying to highlight this. Yeah, you see Aquarius right there is number 11, and the sign right before it is Capricorn. Okay, so if you don't know what the sign is right before your sign, ask ChatGPT to give you a list of zodiac signs in order. You'll be able to see the sign before your sign. Okay, so next, we are going to ask ChatGPT, give me a list of reasons, reasons Capricorns fear being seen. Okay, so yeah, just literally type in, give me a list of reasons that whatever the sign is before your sun sign fears being seen. Okay, so they're going to give you that list, and there is the list, right? So this list is basically telling me that Capricorns fear being seen because of their fear of failure, their fear of judgment, their fear of vulnerability, their fear of rejection, the fear of losing control, the fear of being exposed, and the fear of success, right? So yeah, that pretty much tells you where your subconscious fears of being seen comes from. And I like to take this a step further. Excuse me. I like to take this a step further, and I like to ask, how does each thing listed directly apply to Aquarius sun? How does each thing listed directly apply to Aquarius sun fear of being seen? And the reason that I do this, I'm going to try my best to explain this because it makes sense in my mind, but I've never actually explained it out loud. Okay, the reason that I do this is because it just gives me a clearer picture of how the fear of being seen directly relates to me as an Aquarius. Like, yes, the sign before Aquarius, which is Capricorn, tells me overall where this fear is coming from on a deep level, but I also want to know how it directly is affecting me as an Aquarius. So I asked it, how does each thing listed directly apply to Aquarius sun fear of being seen? And then it gives me the same list that they gave me above, except now it tells me how it directly applies to me as an Aquarius. Okay, I hope that that makes sense. So, the fear of failure. Aquarius individuals might fear being seen because they worry about not living up to their own or others' expectations, failing to meet their ideals or standards that they set for themselves. Aquarians value, number two, fear of judgment. Aquarians value their individuality and often have unique perspectives and ideas. They may fear being judged or criticized for their unconventional thoughts or behaviors. Fear of vulnerability. And I'm not going to read through all of this because, you know, it's boring. I don't want to bore y'all. But you can see clearly that it gives you in depth of why an Aquarius might fear being seen, like what's going on subconsciously that makes them fear being seen. And then after that, you can take it a step further and you can ask, how can I overcome each thing listed? And then it'll give you a short overview of how you can overcome each fear. Now, of course, you know, the way or the advice that they give you to overcome each thing, it's really short, right? It's like less than a paragraph. So you can go and study each of these individually. Like, I can go and study how to overcome the fear of failure. I can study how to overcome the fear of judgment. I can go and just like study each thing in depth individually on my own, because it just gives you like an overview of how to overcome each, and it's very short. It's not in depth. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's how you do it. I'm gonna do another example. Let's do Pisces. So the sign right before, if we scroll back up to the signs, you see Pisces is right there. Aquarius is the sign right before it. Okay. So for Pisces, we're going to say, give me a list of reasons Aquarius fears being seen. Oh, you don't need a question mark. So again, I'm just doing an example for Pisces suns. Just give another example. So Aquarius might fear being seen because of the fear of rejection, the fear of judgment, the fear of vulnerability, the fear of losing independence, the fear of failure, etc., right? So then the next one, like I said before, I like to ask it to directly apply it to the sun sign. So I will type in, how does each thing apply to Pisces? How does each thing listed apply to Pisces sun fear of being seen? And then it tells you directly, like gives you, once again, the exact list they gave before, but it tells you directly how it applies to you as a Pisces sun. So the fear of rejection, Pisces individuals are often sensitive and compassionate, and they may fear being rejected or unaccepted by others. Fear of judgment, Pisces tend to be dreamy and imaginative, with creative pursuits, and they might fear being judged for their unique ideas, etc., etc. And so, yeah, it gives you a whole list of why you as a Pisces sun have this subconscious fear of being seen. And then you can ask, how can I overcome each? And there you go. It gives you just a short overview of how to overcome each. And once again, you can go ahead and look up each thing separately. You can go and study each thing separately of how to overcome each thing that is listed. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And again, I'm just going to give the quick disclaimer that there are certain things that ChatGPT works for, like this video, for example. ChatGPT works for this type of interpretation, but there are other things that if you try to study astrology using ChatGPT, you might get the wrong info. So I just have to give that disclaimer because I know that after this video, some people are going to be like, oh, let me go and, study even more of my birth chart with ChatGPT. And that's fine, of course, but I just want to make it clear that there are some things that ChatGPT gets wrong. So yeah, I am going to do a video about, how to use it to read your birth chart or how to use it to study your birth chart in a way where you will get the correct information. And once again, I do want to give the disclaimer that ChatGPT is not a replacement for, an astrologer who's been studying for years and years, and, going to get a reading from them is definitely still worth it. ChatGPT is not a substitute for that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope that this was helpful. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.